Hey everyone, and welcome to Slowpoke Racing and to the Tyre Shredders. Now I keep calling it motorsport, but I'm pretty sure it's racing, which I will be corrected in just a short while. I know I will surprise you with that little gem in a minute. So yes, we're with Tyre Shredders, supported by Sarah Grace Fragrances and also Hopper's Motorsport Vlogs. Now we are here for their one make challenge, and they're in the Porsche, the RSR Group 3 Porsche, and it's the Carerra Cup. We're at round 2, and we're over in Belgium at the now if I pronounce this correctly, it's the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Now my pronunciation is absolutely pants, as most of you will have already recognised, so apologies to anybody from Belgium if I'm saying that wrong. We'll go on about the track just in a minute, but I do want to let you in on a little secret. I do have somebody sitting opposite me, and it is the CEO, if I can call you that, the CEO of Tyre Shredders Racing, and that's Chris. Welcome, Chris.
Hi Mark, how are you doing?
I'm very well, how are you?
Not bad, not bad. Good to be here, and good to be doing this with you today.
Now then, we will go down the grid in a minute, but as the eagle-eyed people would have spotted, you're not actually racing this week.
No, I had a really big issue at the border, unfortunately. But all we need to know and to tell people really is that they weren't in any pain and they're in a better place now. So we'll just leave it there.
Okay, we'll say no more about it. But so there you go. Chris is actually missing from the grid himself, but he is here to join me for the commentary. So we'll bring Chris in just a minute. Like I've said, we are at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, or Spa, as everybody affectionately knows it. 4.3 miles of tarmac in front of us, 20 turns, and this is a fantastic track, and I think there's not many people that don't like a good race at Spa. Weather is very unpredictable. I've not looked at the weather radar for this race, so I don't know. It could get wet, it might not. But yeah, everybody loves a race at Spa. So we've got two 25-minute races for you, and yeah, we're about good to go. So I'm going to go down the grid and then we'll bring Chris in and we'll have a little bit of a chat as we get the race underway. So if I can get the right camera. Now, I'm not going to do a grid walk because I think I did that last week. So if you do want to see what the cars look like up close, just go and have a look at the first round last week, which I forgot where it was. It was at Nürburgring. It was at Nürburgring. So go and have a look at that. So let's have a look then. So Jacayla on pole position. I'm pressing the wrong buttons again. Look, I'm having one of those mornings. Jacayla in pole position. Now, Chris, can I just ask, am I saying that right? Is it Jacayla?
I'm going to go with that. I've never actually known an official pronunciation, and I've not been corrected from your pronunciation last week. So no. I'm going to go with that.
Jacayla, and we still don't know if it's male or female or in between. So if you're listening, Jacayla, if you can let me know, I would really appreciate that. So Jacayla's on pole and Gaz is in second. That's actually a reverse from last week, because last week Gaz was on pole and Jacayla was second. So those two have swapped over. Racing Sim, he's third on the grid with Carlsberg in fourth. Now Carlsberg did start third on the grid last week with Racing Sim in fourth, so those two have swapped over, so it's all change up at the front. Ghost Pepper is fifth. Now I'm going to ask again, Ghost Pepper, I'm sure his name was Ghost Prepper, and I kept calling him.
I had him down as Prepper as well last time, so maybe he's changed his name and not actually told us.
I was going to say I keep calling him Ghost Pepper, and I hope he hasn't changed his name on my account. If he has, thank you very much, Ghost Pepper.
It works better, to be honest.
It is so much easier to say, but
well, I do have to ask, what is a ghost pepper?
A ghost pepper, I believe, is an extremely hot chili, isn't it?
Very, very hot, or is it just one of those things you think?
No, apparently it is.
You're not quite sure.
No, apparently it is very, very hot, and it's quite fitting actually, because Ghost Pepper is a very hot driver. So yeah, there we go. I'm expecting great things from him. Footy is 6 on the grid. Vane is 7th, Sai is 8th, and thank you to Sai for sharing the replays as well. I do like to say a big thanks to the guys that share the replays, because if they don't, then obviously we can't show you them. So appreciate that, Sai. And down in 9th is Corky. Good to see Corky on the grid. He wasn't racing last week, but he's back.
He wasn't, but he is a really, really good driver, and he gives me a bit of a run for my money sometimes, so good to see what he can do this round.
Yeah, it's nice to see Corky on the grid. So there we go, there's the 9 drivers for this race. We'll just get the correct camera and we'll get this race underway. So race 1 then, 25 minutes around Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, as the guys got a bit of a squiggle on, wasn't there, at the back there, I think from Vane. Got himself all over the place, but just having a look through Rouge and onto Radion, just make sure everybody is getting through okay. Gaz putting a challenge in on Ghost Pepper already. Excuse me, as oh, hang on, we've got somebody right at the back. Well, it's Jacala. What's happened to him?
5 seconds. What's he done? Has he cut the corner? Oh, he's gone off, hasn't he?
Let's have a look. What's happened to? Well, he's gone up through Rouge. Oh, it's me messing about with the camera. Let's just go back. Let's have a look at that properly. So we've gone up through a Rouge.
Sorry, I think he's put the rear right on the grass and just dropped it.
Yeah, it's too much tyre on the grass, and that's just spun him as he goes up. Yeah, up through a Rouge.
What happened to cold tyres?
That half-second penalty, so not the start that Jacala wanted. So that's an unlucky for him.
Seconds, that, isn't it?
No, is it?
5 second penalty, that is, for hitting the barrier.
It is 5 seconds. It is, sorry. Yes, I'm reading that wrong. I'm not used to seeing.
Racing.
Wow, that is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous penalty. Anyway, onwards and upwards, as they say, as we go through Brussels. Ghost Pepper takes up the lead then. Racing Sim has moved up into second. Really Gaz in third. Footy in fourth. Carlsberg fifth. Sai in 6th with Vane, Jacala and Corky. Well, Corky must have had a bit of a moment as well. He's got 5 seconds. This is absolutely madness.
What? 5 seconds for hitting the wall. I'll tell you what, I need to get them to look at the settings on this, because I'm sure I didn't have contact penalties on the wall turned on last round.
No, that's no, too much curb again. It's too much curb.
He's just cold tyres. They need to be careful on these first couple of laps. They're pushing too hard.
They're pushing too hard too early. It's they're on medium tyres. Everybody on medium tyres for all of the races. He's got damage at the front. He's got damage to the front right tyre as well. So 5 seconds. Wow. Meanwhile, out in front, who just really needs to keep his nose clean, is Ghost Pepper. He's going to be looking at trying to pull away from Racing Sim, open up a bit of a gap. Gaz making a move on Racing Sim.
Very close.
Couldn't quite get that done as they go through campus.
Bit of a slide there.
It's as you say, these medium tyres are going to take a lap or two to get warmed up, but Racing Sim really pushing hard, isn't he? In fact, you know what, I'm going to jump on board with Gaz as we get a bit of a good view. Always Ghost Pepper goes very wide as we come round Stavelot at turn 16. Quick look behind us, we can see Footy and Carlsberg chasing him down through Blanchimont. And Ghost Pepper, Racing Sim and Gaz all just calm down a little bit now. Let's get the tyres warmed up, guys. Oh, no, then I thought we were going to have a bit of a late lunch. A bumper kiss there for Racing Sim from Ghost Pepper. Gaz takes full advantage as well. You can see him wrestling that wheel as we go through the bus stop chicane.
He's really exploring the limits of the grip, isn't he, there?
Yeah, Ghost Pepper's lost a lot of time. He's lost at least a tenth or two, but no, he's come fighting back now as we go through La Source and turn 1 to start lap 2. Wow, this is exciting stuff when we've only done 1 lap. Sai getting a little bit squirrely out of Stavelot. Out of La Source. Vane in 7th.
Sai has so he's only just signed us changed his livery from round 1. If you can see, it's a lot brighter now. It's a lot. It's craftsmanship. You can actually you couldn't see it too well last time, but it looks fine.
Is there a rule on livery?
Not really. Usually the server rules are that it's just basically not offensive, and obviously doesn't advertise things are not allowed to be advertised in the UK, like tobacco and stuff like that.
So they've
unfortunately
pretty much got free reign.
Yeah, pretty much.
So poor old Corky down in 9th. Mind you, he's probably better off there for the minute. You can see some battle damage on the front end of that Porsche.
Yeah.
The guys
are heavy on these races.
Yeah, the
It's
guys.
heavy, so if you do get any damage, you've got a pit to get it.
He's got a pit to get it sorted. Well, the guys in the
Looks like
body
he's
shot will be
outdone that as well.
working overtime for him. Back up at the pointy end though. Gaz out in front now, with Racing Sim just slotting in behind him. Like I say, we've got 25 minutes to go. We've still got, excuse me, we're only on just approaching 4 minutes, so 21 minutes to go. Racing Sim can afford to just sit there behind Gaz and just get a bit of a tow, actually. Get his tyres nice and warm, settle into the race. There's no reason to really push. You can just keep the pressure on Gaz and hopefully he'll make a mistake. Ghost Pepper, he's...
wishing bad fortunes, are you? Bad fortunes on poor Gaz. Hope he makes a mistake.
He's trying to force a mistake, isn't he?
He is trying to force it, he is.
As I said, there's no real reason to... I mean, if it was me, I prefer to just sit and follow the guy in front for a few laps.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I think it's easier to chase than be chased. So pressure's
completely different, isn't it?
It is. The pressure's... It's not as intense. The poor old guy in the front is going to be constantly looking in his mirrors. But Racing Sim, we know Racing Sim is a quick guy, so is Ghost Pepper, so Gaz has got his hands full trying to keep those two behind him anyway. Footy sitting in fourth, he's going side by side with Sai, and that is not what we wanted to see, guys. Let's have a look and see what happened there. So we're up to the bus stop chicane and almost side by side. I'm not quite sure that was the right move to do there, but Footy looking for a good exit, gets it. Sai struggling to get out of the bus stop, and then they're side by side as they head down towards La Source at turn one. Carlsberg just sitting there. And it was just a little bit of a touch from Carlsberg. I think it was an early break from Footy, and Carlsberg didn't quite expect it.
Need to have a look at that, you know. That might be a penalty. That
we'll just have to. Yeah, well, we'll let the stewards decide on that. It's not for us to call that one, but that may have just been a bit of an early break. Caught Carlsberg out, and poor old Jacala at the back. Well, he's catching up, and have we lost one already? We're down to 8.
Yeah, down to 8. Is it Corky who's dropped out? I can't see him on the list.
Now, I think it's Corky that's gone for some reason. So Corky's had to retire from the race. Maybe the damage that he picked up earlier on is just too much for him. And he's had to call over the radio to bring the car in and retire it. So that's unfortunate for Corky. So we are down to 8th. Oh, as Gaz gone very wide. You do not want to be getting out there on that AstroTurf, Gaz. Not too often. You got away with it this time, but it really is not your friend. He's picked up half a second for his trouble there, and that's going to encourage Racing Sim actually, because when Gaz serves that penalty, Racing Sim should take over the race, the lead of this race, whether he wants to or not. If he doesn't, he's just going to have to ease off a little bit, because they are fast approaching the penalty zone as we go around turns 15 and 16 at Stavelot, and then as soon as you start onto Blanchimont, that's where the penalty zone is, and you can see the slowing down bar starting to fill up above Gaz's car. So Gaz is going to slam his brakes on, and there we go. Racing Sim has just got the momentum to carry him through. So we now have a new leader for this race then. Racing Sim has taken over. Gaz is slotting in behind him in second. Then we've got a pretty decent gap actually back to Ghost Pepper. He's got some work to put in if he wants to catch up. It probably is, yeah, a couple of seconds, yeah. So he really needs to put a couple of quick laps in to catch up to the back of those guys. He doesn't want to let them get too far away.
Sai, like mistake from the front, and he's going to be on them.
Sai with a 1 second penalty. These the penalties are harsh, aren't they? I know they're there for a reason. You shouldn't be taking liberties with the track limits, but sometimes they can be a bit too hard, a bit disheartening sometimes, especially when you're getting big penalties.
I believe it does make the stewarding of these races a lot easier though, because the game kind of self-manages.
It does. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Work smart and not hard and all that. You know, I think that's quite a good move. I do think from the host, because it makes things so much easier.
So we've got a bit of a battle now for fifth. We've got Footy. He's coming under a lot of attention for Jacala. Jacala having a proper good look there. He's going around the outside. Footy trying to defend, taking the inside line. as we come up towards Lacombe's, Jacala going all the way around the outside. Fantastic racing from him. He got that move done, made it look easy, didn't he? And believe me, it is not easy to overtake, especially around the outside at turn 7, 8 and 9. Footy drops down into 6, and he's got Vane chasing him down, but Vane is carrying a penalty. So Footy, I'm sure, will have a bit of a smile on his face, because he knows that whatever Vane does now is literally going to be in vain, because he's going to be half a second off of him when he serves his penalty. So Footy can just slot in, concentrate on the back of Jacala, maybe pick a few tips up actually. Again, this is something I try and do. If a faster guy is in front of me, I do try and stick on his bump and just follow his lines.
Probably the best way to do it, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah.
The trick is to keeping up with him to start with, because the slightest little mistake.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Such a fine margin, isn't it?
You might learn a bit for a few corners, but they soon disappear, don't they? As
and you soon forget it as well,
doing.
to be honest. You soon get back into your old ways, and you soon forget this new way of driving.
You do. And I've been told that many times of myself. I get corrected, I do things right, and I do soon slip back into old habits. I think I'm too old to change. What do they say about old dogs and new tricks?
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, definitely.
As Vane, he served his penalty, and now he's trying to apply the pressure to Carlsberg as they come up towards the bus stop chicane then for the 4th time, trying to get those Porsches to slow down. Oh, Carlsberg very squiggly as we get into the bus stop, and Vane gets by.
Maybe he's looking for the pit entry, because you know how difficult it is on this track if you don't know where it is.
Yeah, and the thing with these Porsches as well, they are very tail happy as well. And I've noticed, well, I was going to say I've noticed they've not got the traction on, but they have, and I don't blame them. Jacala runs, he doesn't have traction on. Very brave man. In fact, he's not. Gaz and Gaz and Jacala, the only ones running actually without traction, but very brave. Gaz still though retaking the lead from Racing Sim. So whether Racing Sim's had a bit of a moment and just lost his way slightly, but Gaz has retaken the lead. Racing Sim slots back into 2nd. Then we've got this gap back to Ghost Pepper, and in fact let's just jump on board with Ghost Pepper and we'll see. Yeah, we can just about see the back end of Racing Sim up ahead. So it looks like those two guys are starting to pull away, although Ghost Pepper is very quick, isn't he? He should be able to catch up.
He is a quick driver. I'm just wondering, for the sake of improving and helping people with this track, would it be an idea to jump on board for a lap with Racing Sim just so we see how he does it on the next lap?
Yeah, we do like to do that, and well, in fact, we might even do it with Gaz. He's out in front, so we'll wait for him to get near the start-finish line, and then we'll follow. I like to follow the leader because then you get no distractions in front of you. So Racing Sim still.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the tyre wear as well. Thinking this is a 25-minute race. They're only 11 minutes in, and these medium tyres have already got a decent amount of wear on them.
I'm not quite sure what the tyre setting is, but yeah, you're right.
Times 3. It's only times 3 on this for the tyres and fuel. So
well, times 3.
This is such a long track.
I thought it might. I thought they might last just a little bit better than that, but maybe not. So. Let's, as we've mentioned, we're going to jump on board with Gaz for a lap. So we've just gone across the start-finish line. We are into turn 1, which is La Source. Very difficult to get a good exit out of that without the back end coming round, but Gaz seemed to cope very well with that. Quick look in the mirror to see what's happening with Racing Sim. And now we're heading up to Urus through turn 2, which takes you then up onto Radion at 3, 4 and 5. And then we're on to the long straight of Kemmel Straight, and this is one just over a kilometre long, 0.65 miles of straight. This takes you all the way down towards turn 7 at Lacombe's, and we've got this chicaney, twisty section, whatever you want to call it. You've got turn 7, 8 and 9, 9 being this right-hander. Then we start on down the hill, a little bit of a straight to turn 10 at Bruxelles, and it's this hairpin bend, going down the gears to get the car to turn in, getting on the power as early as you can into turn 11. The left-hander again, got to be careful with the throttle. You don't want to push it too far out to the right. Down the hill, still going down, hard on the brakes into Poulon, then off again. Powering out through this turn, it's almost like a double apex, sweeping left-hander. Then we come down, still going down towards Campus at turns 13. Then you're into 14 and then immediately thrown into turn 15, which is the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Ooh, we do not want to go on that AstroTurf, we keep saying that, but Gaz likes to mess about with it, doesn't he? Then through turn 16 at Stavelot. Into turn 17, which takes you then on to Blanchimont. We go past the penalty zone, foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal all the way through this section, through turn 18, just nicking a little bit of the curb there on the left, letting the car run wide, and then we're heading down towards the bus stop chicane at turn 19 and 20, trying desperately to get the car to slow down. You don't want to take too much of the curb there either, because it will throw the car around. And you can see the back end trying to come round on Gaz, but a pretty successful lap altogether from Gaz.
Really good lap up, really good lap up from Gaz. A couple of little squirrely moments which you can probably see, but yeah, really smooth.
He handled that pretty well actually, considering he's as well he's not running any traction, so a good lap from Gaz. You can see the fastest lap at the minute is Jacala, who's actually down in 5th, so Jacala's made his way all the way from the back. Remember, he came off at Eau Rouge on the very first lap, so didn't get the best of starts, had a 5-second penalty, and has managed to get his way back up through the grid, and is currently in 5th and chasing Sai down.
He's doing well, doing really well. I've just noticed as well, you're on board with Gaz, that Gaz is only 0.2 seconds slower, down on the fastest lap on Jacala, so he might be also one to watch to get this fastest lap.
Yeah, it's coming, isn't it? The fastest lap currently is a 2:20.1, and Gaz's fastest lap 5, a 2:20.3, so yeah, you're right, there's hardly anything in it. Racing Sim, his fastest lap is a 2:21, so he's just over a second off of the fastest lap pace, but he's getting closer and closer to Gaz.
Yeah, so this is also the difference between the equipment, because I believe Gaz is on a controller, whereas Racing Sim, as you can see, is in VR and also has a steering wheel as well, so it just shows that it doesn't matter on the level of the equipment you've got, you can still be really competitive and have a really good race.
Absolutely. The only difference well, I've been told, I don't know, I couldn't race with a controller. I think I did in GT5 or something like that. I can't remember it that long ago, but I couldn't even go back to a controller. But I've been told that the tyres tend to wear just a little bit quicker when you use a controller.
They do, because you're a lot smoother with the way. If you just compare Gaz's tyre wear now to Racing Sims, because you see, Gaz is yeah, there's about 5 or 6% better tyres, I think, on Racing Sim compared to Gaz.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem much, but if you're doing pit stops and a longer stint, that could be the difference of 1 or 2 laps.
It'll start.
You jump a place.
Yeah, it'll start to show a little bit further into the race as well. I mean, we've got 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes to go now. We're just past the 16-minute mark, and Racing Sim just trying his best to stick with Gaz at the minute. Ghost Pepper up to, well, he's still sitting in 3rd. He's had a pretty, quiet race, really. He's not close enough to the 2 guys in front to worry them, and he's a bit further ahead of Jacala. Now, Jacala has caught up with Sai and has managed to get the move done as well, so Jacala having an absolutely fantastic race.
Doing really well, isn't he?
Yeah, currently sitting in 4th, and considering he ended up down in 9th at the start of the race with 5-second penalty, he's having an awesome time, so he's loving it out there. Sai, although Jacala's got by him, Sai is actually fighting back. He's having a good old sniff of the back end of Jacala's car, isn't he, as they go up through Eau Rouge for the 8th time on to the Kemmel Straight, and Sai can definitely get into the slipstream now. Is the slipstream on?
Yes, the slip. Most of the things are on real, like the the track grip and the slipstream is on real. Because you've got to make these things as realistic as possible, isn't it? It is a simulator, isn't it? So you want
and that's how it should be as well.
Yeah, of course it is. Everything that can be switched to real is on real. So, like I said, the tire grip on off track, the slipstream, is on. Because at the end of the day, we all want to experience it as much as possible and get the most out of these games. So we always try and make it as realistic as we can.
Yeah, and that's how it should be as well. We don't want all these silly assists and things like that on. Oh, as poor old Si picked up half a second there. That was for track limits. As we came out, I think it was turn 11. I think he picked up that, but Jacala just starting to pull away. In fact, I'm going to suddenly leap from one car to the next, and with the Jacala, I don't normally do that, but I can see he's putting Ghost Pepper under all sorts of pressure, and I think
quicker he is.
I can see Ghost Pepper. I think Ghost Pepper had got one eye on the mirror, could see Jacala coming, and all of a sudden lost his rhythm. That's the problem. And we were talking about this earlier, weren't we, Chris, about it's easier to chase than be chased. Now, Ghost Pepper is obviously going to be looking in his mirror. He knows that Jacala's there. He's trying to go defensive, but also keep his speed up. So, yeah, the pressure is on from Jacala. He definitely wants to get on that podium, doesn't he? Now, last week,
he does.
Jacala was second in race 1, and he actually won race 2. So, Jacala's got a taste for champagne, and he wants to continue it. Now, I'm just going to stick with these two.
I was just going to say, I think we... Sorry, mate. I hate talking over you. Really, really sorry. I think we're just going to want to make a point. So we're getting to the point now where are we going to see some pit stops, because it is the tyres are getting a little bit greasy and a little bit slippy now, and also the fuel is starting to wear out as well. So do you gamble and try and hang it out to the end of the race and hope you make it, or do you risk a pit stop?
Well, I mean, what we're looking at now, we've got
really 6 minutes.
We've got 5.5. Yeah, we've got 5.5 minutes to go. But I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be interesting now. Now that Jacala's picked up a penalty, but so has Ghost Pepper. So Jacala managed to get by as we were chatting away there. Jacala's managed to make a move on Ghost Pepper. He's got by as they went up through Radion.
I don't think that's the first time he's gained a spot at Eau Rouge either.
He's picked up half a second penalty, but then again, so has Ghost Pepper. So they are going to stay third and fourth unless Si can catch up to the back of Ghost Pepper. He's got a few more turns to do it. I don't think he's going to get close enough, to be honest.
I think these penalties might put Si on the back of Ghost Pepper, though.
Well, I think it will. But I mean, Si is going to get a lot closer to Ghost Pepper, so he can start to apply the pressure. But I'm just going to stay with them, because I don't think at the minute that Si is close enough to actually nick a spot from Ghost Pepper, but we shall see. It's just a shame for Ghost Pepper, because Jacala's picked up half a second, and I bet he thought, hey, I'll get my place back, but he went and picked one up himself up through Eau Rouge and onto Radion. So you can see the bar starting to fill up then. So Jacala and Ghost Pepper about to serve their penalties. Oh, I've just been joined by the dog. Made me jump then. Yeah, look, penalty served, and although Si is right, well, he really is sniffing around the back end of Ghost Pepper. Yeah, and actually, I thought the momentum might carry him.
You might be able to get him on the brakes there, but we'll see.
Into the bus stop chicane they go then, and
no, he's played it safe.
He's played it safe. Yeah, absolutely the right thing to do. You don't want to be making a move there. He's looking to get a decent exit, and it looks like he has actually. It's almost side by side. It looks like from that shot there. I think the cameraman's laying down. So Ghost Pepper going defensive as they head towards La Source. Then Si looking at the cutback. Can't quite get it done.
I don't know.
It's very difficult to tell from these shots, isn't it? Well, I'm just looking at the positions. It's going to be side by side now into Eau Rouge.
Oh, he backed out of it. He's backed out.
Side just slotting back in behind Ghost Pepper. He knows he can get into the slipstream, so he might be able to get the move done. We'll just stick with them until we get up towards Lacombe's, and then we'll see what's happening a little bit further down the grid. Si's not going to get it done there, so Ghost Pepper just stays in fourth. So then we've got quite a big gap then. For anybody who is wondering how I know, if you have a look at the map in the top right hand corner, the little red triangle is Si, and then if we go to Footy in 6, you can see the gap between the two of them. So Footy in 6, he's got Carlsberg hunting him down. Carlsberg decided to cut across that corner and take those little bollards out. It's a good job they're rubber ones, and they fold over. And then we've got Vane who's well, he's having a horrid time at the minute, isn't he? But he'll come back strong in race 2, I'm sure, picking up a 1 second penalty now, so not really going to do anything to him there. He can just take a bit of a breather and concentrate. Ooh, look, I thought he'd saved it. I was going to say
he saved it.
The crowd love that sort of thing. I really thought he'd saved it, so it's unlucky. But yeah, he'll just treat it as a bit of a training session, a warm-up ready for race 2. Back up to the top though, well, we have had quite something, because Gaz has now got an enormous gap back to Racing Sim. We could just see Racing Sim come around the bus stop, so Racing Sim obviously has had a bit of a moment. I'm not going to go back and try and find it. Now, looking at the tyres, you mentioned it earlier, Chris, the tyres are looking very cooked now, but I think these guys are going to try and make them last to the end of the race.
They do. The grip does come back in once you get to about 40%, 50% wear. They come back in like the new, not quite like they're a new set, but it's a weird sort of way, because they go like through a graining phase, and they go from gripping really well to really greasy, and then they just sort of start to bite again. So I'm presuming that Gaz and Racing Sim, certainly the guys at the front, are starting to get through that greasy phase now.
Trying to pick it up again, yeah. But I think if you when you get down to sort of 70 to 80% wear, then they practically just give up anyway. So yeah, I think they're just in that middle bit of the minute, and I think they'll make it to the end of the race. We're in about the last 30 seconds anyway, so this is going to be the last lap for most of them. Yeah, it will be the last lap for these guys. So the podium at the minute, it looks like Gaz is on the top step. The fuel is flashing away, so we'll be thankful for Jacala's fuel is flashing away.
Is he going to run out?
Gaz is okay. Jacala, yeah, he's used his fuel up, but then again, he has had to fight back from a long way back.
He's done very well, but as you can see, every sort of every charge has its downsides, and looks as if question is he going to have enough fuel to finish the lap?
Yeah, I think if we had a driver of the day or driver of the race, I think I would definitely give it to Jacala, because of where he ended up after only 2 turns. Side down in 4th, then he's got the fuel light flashing away as well. Ghost Pepper in 5th. Colesberg is 6th, currently with Footy chasing him down in 7th, with Vane down in 8th. And let's just have a look. Vane,
I think he's
just going to, I thought he would.
Yeah.
I thought he would. He's just pulled up. He doesn't want to cross the line, and fair play to him. Yeah, he's just finished now. So this is the final lap. Gaz just coming up to the bus stop. Fantastic race from Gaz. A thoroughly deserved win.
Well done to Gaz. Great win.
And nearly a little bit of showboating could have cost him there, but Gaz across the line. Fantastic win for him. Racing Sim across the line in 2nd. Well done to him. And Jacala, as I've said already, driver of the day, or driver of the race anyway, to get 3rd from where he was. Fantastic racing from him. Sai will cross the line in 4th. Good race from Sai, nice and steady for him. Ghost Pepper in 5th. Another good result. And then Colesberg and Footy are going to come in 6 and 7. Oh, no, side by side. They've saved the best till last, and it is a drag race to the end, but it looks like Colesberg's going to get it, and he does. So that was race 1. What a fantastic race that was. Gaz taking the win, with Racing Sim and Jacala just slotting in behind. So it's going to be interesting for race 2, because it's full reverse grid, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so. Full reverse grid, same sort of conditions.
Full reverse grid.
Please, the tyres and tyre and fuel lasted, because I've not tested this track. So.
All right, well, and we're looking forward to that one. So join us all very shortly when we will be back in Belgium for race 2. I shall catch you all in a minute.